Okay, so what do you do? Not stop.
I do my best not to blame the table, you know? I mean, after all, if I didn't adjust to it in 10 minutes, then it's pretty much my fault. And I don't want to be known as one of those guys, if you know what I mean. But it gets hard sometimes, man. This old Gandhi pool table has more moods than my ex mother in law, and she's about as psycho as they get. I think she lost her mind back in the Great Depression. But nevertheless, you just never know what you're going to get from shot to shot, day to day, hour to hour. Now let's stop whining and go ahead and look at the 7-ball target, the 4-ball target, and the first forward lines. Alright, if you've watched the pattern series, you know what these targets mean, so let's move on. And the 1 ball to the 2 ball is a natural angle off that left-hand side rail. I go a little bit high to the right-hand side of this 2 ball and then go 2 rails to bounce up out behind that 8 ball and to peek out and get a straight-in shot on the 3 ball, because the 3 to the 4 is a stop shot. So just try to remember that. You don't have to do anything on the 3 ball, and you're right there on the 4 to roll up for a great shot on the 5 ball. So now we see the 5 ball line coming into the picture, and we're just going 2 rails on the 2 to bounce out, like I said, for that stop shot on the 3 ball, because the 4 ball's right there, and all we have to do is roll up on that 4 ball. We don't want to get straight in on the 5, but we need an angle to get on that 6, but anywhere around straight in will be just fine, as long as it's not exactly straight in.
Not a bad lead though. All the way across the table.
And now we welcome the 6-ball line into the game, and you can see I have a little bit of an angle on the 3 ball. It's not, the 3 is not exactly on the rail, so it's going to move a little bit. But I'm going to get stuck on the rail on this 4 ball shot, but it shouldn't be, a big deal, except, well, you'll see.
Only thing I had to say for me is both my possible scratch places was blocked off.
As you can see, I'm just a hair to the right of that 4 ball line. And but it should just be a simple roll up on the 5 ball. I'm not trying to get to the rail, of course, because it'll just follow the 4 straight in and scratch. I need a little bit of an angle to bounce off that 5 and bounce off the rail and come back on the 6 to get center table. The objective, as you can see by the target, is center table on the 7.
So,
Yeah, I spent most of my life as a freewheeling shot maker and making shots like this all the time. But, while the fans were always entertained and they always gathered around to watch, and I loved to turn them on, it was just, as you get older and you start maturing as a player, you start realizing that there's a whole lot more money and a lot more respect in the game if you just play shape, and it's a whole lot easier. So I'm no stranger to stuff like this, but I highly advise you, if you're in a situation like this, if there's anything of value on the game, to just play safe. Because while the odds of making the shot are against you, the odds of getting shape on the following ball, which in this case is a 6 ball, um, the odds are against you on that too. So you have like ridiculous odds against you. You know, even if you make this shot, you're going to lose control of the cue ball. So I don't recommend doing this, but I saved this video and I put it on YouTube just to kind of make that point.
I had an eye closed, I was waiting on the draw. Okay, so,
And when you do, not scratch. Well, or lean on that.
Just using the top short rail here to bounce off of it and get the center table for a shot on the 7 and the right shot. And I'll explain why I'm shooting for center table after I take this shot.
End of the table.
this right here, yeah, this is.
Anytime your object ball is on the side rail and the following ball is on the other side rail, you're shooting for center table, whether it's up table or down table. You just have to kind of figure out exactly where center table is. And in this case, it's exactly center table. The problem is coming off the 7 ball, I have to go a little bit, I have to pull it back and put bottom on it, and pull it back a little bit closer to the right hand rail than I actually did. And it would have been a simple, 8 to 9 out for another win. But, I'm not going to blame the table, although the table did get me. I could have shot it better, and I knew the table was bad, so I could have played a little bit insurance and drew it back a little bit further than I did. It is what it is. Alright, we're going to run it back through from start to finish, and I don't know what to say. If you want to, screw around with that 5 ball shot, it's shot with a whole lot of left-hand English just to keep the cue ball up table and close to that 6. I wouldn't even play with it, but I know some of you guys will, and it's going to come up at some point, so I guess you might as well. Just don't make it a habit. Just don't let that be you. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every one of you, and I hope you have a great Christmas. I'll be back with more videos. I'll see you before then. Just hit that bell and subscribe button, and everything will be groovy. Peace.